Do you know what will happen to me? The bridge is not ready in time.
I haven't the foggiest.
I'll have to kill myself. What would you do if you are me?
I suppose if I were you, I'd have to kill myself.
A Hollywood Charm Offensive. I am the Wiz. Alright, everybody, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this review, please leave a like at the end of this video. And if you want to watch more, please subscribe. I do 3 reviews a week on this channel. Alright, everybody, I'm here to review another war film. This one from 1957. That is The Bridge on the River Kwai, starring Sir Alec Guinness, William Holden, and Jack Hawkins, directed by David Lean. At around this time last year, I reviewed The Great Escape, the Robert Mitchum starring film directed by John Sturges. There are several things that I noted in that review. It actually concentrates more on heist antics than the cruelty of war, but was charming enough to still be a great time for a 3-hour film. The Bridge on the River Kwai shares some similarities with The Great Escape. It also relies on charm to carry the film, and while it does highlight living in a POW camp run by a cruel camp leader, Colonel Saito, played by Sessue Hayakawa, it's used more to highlight the resilience and charm of Colonel Nicholson, played by Sir Alec Guinness, than to show the misery of that living space. But that honestly works well with Kwai. The lead actors from Guinness to William Holden to even Hayakawa play their characters really well to keep up with the tone of the film. I know that it was Guinness who won the Oscar for this film, but I really feel like William Holden had the best performance as Shears. His roguish, jaded commander feels like the moral center of the film, and he goes through the most transformation throughout. In regards to tone, the best way to describe the film is just classic Hollywood adventure. The film is meant to be a drama at heart, but they pepper in enough light moments not to overwhelm or upset most audience members. In fact, when the officers are being tortured, it's done off screen, and you only really see the results of the torture, not the actual act itself. But the film likes to pepper in character moments to the film in order to lighten up what's going on. Again, a lot of my feelings on The Bridge of the River Kwai mirror most of what I felt with The Great Escape, a charming adventure film with great actors who capture the screen. But there is one difference that Kwai has that Escape didn't: the beautiful direction. Lean's eye for shooting vistas is utilized incredibly well in this film. Much like Lawrence of Arabia, Lean uses empty space incredibly well to create a gorgeous setting. My favorite example is the area at which the bridge is being built. Not only is the actual space of the film well constructed, but the way he shoots the area gives the structure a more grand feeling. This is especially true in the final moments of the film. The tension that was created when Lean shoots it in such a way to play with the perspective of each character deals with what's about to happen. But I do have one specific issue that really nagged on me at the end. What is the film trying to say about Colonel Nicholson? Is his bravery commendable or stupid? Is his need for honor something to admire, or is it his downfall? Now, I am going to go into spoilers in this film. So, if you look at the time on screen right now, this is where I'm going to end the spoilers. So if you don't want to listen to the spoilers, just go ahead and skip to this point. Alright, moving forward. Basically, the British Army has decided to bomb the bridge as a defensive measure, and they sent Shears and 2 other soldiers to do it. But on the day they are about to blow it up, the river that was hiding the wire gets exposed when the river drives up. This leads to someone noticing the wire, and that somebody was Colonel Nicholson. Now at this point, all the soldiers are no longer there. It's just Nicholson, Saito, and a cadre of Japanese soldiers. And my question at the end of the film was this: why in the hell did Nicholson expose the explosives to the Japanese? Now, Nicholson acknowledges the mistake he has made in the end before he is shot, and his lifeless body is what detonates the bridge. An awesome scene, by the way. Not only just the blowing up of the scene, but how it was executed. Really well done. But why would Nicholson do this? I think today the easiest answer would be Stockholm Syndrome, which is a condition where a person being held hostage sympathizes with its captors. It might not be the right definition or the most technical, but that's about as good as I can really define it. But at no point did it seem that Nicholson felt sorry for them. In fact, he tried to undermine them in several circumstances. Is it the honor on how fast his men worked on the bridge? That is likely, but he didn't seem like someone whose judgment is that clouded by pride. I'm actually conflicted about this point. Nicholson exposing the mines provide a great amount of tension that creates a visceral reaction as to what was going on. I actually was very surprised how I reacted to this sequence. But even 24 hours after watching the film, the answer of him being just deluded with pride rings kind of false to me. I'm going to note here, the answer seems to be, I think the most common one is, it's his pride. It was not only his pride of being a military man, but of what his men did that got him attached to that bridge. But if it's his pride of being a military man, I would think that at some point he would have the clarity to actually be like, well, wait a minute, isn't this helping my enemy? But again, that could go into the Stockholm Syndrome section, or it could be the fact that he was just deluded as to the pride of what he was doing. But it just seems like the character that we got to know throughout this film wouldn't be that boneheaded. There wasn't really a hint of that at all. At least I didn't think so. But if you guys disagree, let me know in the comments and tell me what you thought on that. Okay, so that minor quibble aside, The Bridge on the River Kwai is a great Hollywood war adventure film. Its principal actors are charming, its near 3-hour runtime goes by smoothly, and Lean's direction is beautifully done. What it lacks in the grit we are used to in today's military films, it has in charm and entertainment. It's a great, beautiful epic. Alright, so before I get into my rating, let's talk about what other people think about this film. Letterboxd users has it at a 4.2 out of 5. Now, this is in the top 250 narrative films of all time on Letterboxd. It is rated at 223. This also has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 96% fresh, and this was nominated for 8 Oscars. It won 7, including Best Picture, Director, Actor for Sir Alec Guinness, and Best Adapted Screenplay. I am giving this film 4 stars out of 5. The actors are great in this. They're very charming in this film. And again, I think the direction is beautiful in this. My one minor quibble when it comes to Colonel Nicholson is like the last thing that I have a problem with. It's not a big problem. I'm not like, oh my God, blah, blah. But I'm more like, I don't quite understand, but I kind of get what the interpretation is. I kind of understand what people are saying about it. I don't know if I agree or not. That's just my hang up. But again, if you have an opinion on it, let me know in the comments. So overall, 4 stars out of 5 for me for The Bridge on the River Kwai. You can rent this on Amazon Prime or on YouTube if you are interested. I think it's like $4 to rent. Alright guys, let me know what you thought about my review. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you didn't, please subscribe. And if you have questions or comments, go ahead and leave a comment whether you liked it or not. It just helps, you know. If you want my written reviews, you can go onto my Letterboxd at IamThatWiz, or you can go to my website at IamTheWiz.com. Thank you very much again for watching. See you next time.